all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them.
You have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play these.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music.
The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs in your arms, they got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find.
There is no Illuminati. It's just a joke. It's just something that crazy people talk about. There's no such thing as our side and God's side.
4 years, the whispers never stopped. DMX died too young. His most explosive interviews vanished from the internet. The official story behind his death never truly added up. And the timing, right as he was speaking his loudest truths about industry corruption, felt far too convenient. Most people accepted the narrative, a troubled rapper, a tragic but predictable ending. But what if the story you've been fed was carefully engineered to bury the real truth? DMX wasn't just another casualty of fame. He was a target, silenced because he knew too much and spoke too boldly. When powerful people have billions on the line, heart attacks at 50 become convenient. Evidence disappears. Interviews are scrubbed. Official statements are repeated until they harden into truth. But now, with Diddy facing federal charges and Jay-Z's business empire under a microscope, everything DMX warned about is surfacing in real time. The question isn't whether DMX was eliminated. The question is, how many other truth-tellers have met the same fate to protect the same guilty hands? Tonight, we'll reveal the interviews they never wanted you to see. The mainstream narrative paints DMX as just another fallen star. But what if everything he predicted about the music industry is now unfolding in federal courtrooms across America?
You have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. Anytime you get it, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, there's how do I end up in here? You know what? I'm gonna look at it in a positive light and say that I came here to meet somebody. Don't know who it was, but I'll know when I see him. And I came here to give him a message. And that message is Jesus loves him. You know what I'm saying? I came here to give him the word. That's why I'm here. Regardless of what it looks like, you know, regardless of what people think, that's why I'm here. I came here to meet somebody and tell them about the glory of...
Listen to the precision in his words. DMX isn't rambling. He's connecting dots the rest of us wouldn't piece together for decades. He's openly saying he went to prison because of someone's scheme. He's actively searching for other victims of that very same plot. Ask yourself, who had the power to orchestrate moves that could land major artists behind bars? Who stood to gain every time a rising star was sidelined? DMX is telling us, plainly, that his incarceration wasn't random. It was a calculated takedown by industry players who saw him as a threat. And notice how he speaks of finding other victims. DMX wasn't just recounting his own trauma. He was assembling evidence of a systematic campaign against artists who refused to play by the rules. Here's where it gets chillingly specific. DMX had an unmatched run at Def Jam. His albums were dominating charts. His fanbase was unshakable. He was on track to become one of the biggest artists of all time. Then Jay-Z got promoted.
Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again.
You hear that? DMX had just finished his 6th album, fully recorded, completed, ready for release, and then the studio went silent. Jay-Z, who once leaned on DMX for everything, suddenly vanished the moment the album was done. This wasn't about artistic differences or scheduling conflicts. This was calculated sabotage. Jay-Z saw what DMX had created and realized it would eclipse everything he was working on. So instead of competing fairly, he buried it. Think about it. You pour your soul into your life's work, you're ready to share it with the world, and the person you trusted most erases you from the industry overnight. But DMX wasn't the only one who saw the pattern. There's a shadow network of artists who've been battling this system for decades, and paying a devastating personal price to do it. Katt Williams just confirmed it all. He's been battling the very same forces that went after DMX, taking hit after hit because he refused to compromise. And he's not alone. He even points to Dave Chappelle, another artist who walked away from staggering money rather than sell his integrity. This isn't paranoia. This is pattern recognition from people who've lived inside the machine and witnessed how it really operates. The music business is built on a Jedi mind trick. The whole system is designed to exploit your weaknesses. When you're hot and making money, they step back and let you shine because you're profitable. But the moment you stop generating as much revenue, they step in, manipulating you, whispering things like, "The public's going to forget about you," or "We decide if you get to stay in the room." That's how they justify the infamous 360 deals. Contracts where they don't just own your music, they own everything. Your perfume line, your clothing brand, your tour money. Your entire world becomes theirs. And fame in America is such a powerful drug that kids are willing to trade profit for the illusion of success. Look no further than the streaming deals. Labels cut side deals with Spotify and other platforms, trading away fair artist royalties in exchange for equity stakes. As the platforms grew, the labels cashed in. Meanwhile, the artists, the very people fueling the system, were left with scraps. Ironically, artists were better off in the old days. Back in the 60s, executives weren't hip, cool tastemakers. They were old cigar-chomping businessmen who didn't always understand the music. But that ignorance worked in artists' favor. Their attitude was simple: I don't get it, but record it. Put it out. If it sells, great. That was risk-taking. That was entrepreneurship. Today's so-called hip executives are worse, obsessed with trends, convinced they know exactly what the public wants, refusing to take chances. And the moment you lose that spirit of risk, music stops being art and becomes just another corporate product.